Hey, 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 what's happening, good people? Welcome to C Minus Society. I am your host, Chaz Rodgers. I'm really French. I know a lot of you did not know that. Chaz Rodgers, C Minus Society. Pretty much, C Minus Society is all about helping bums like me get out of their own way and helping you become the person that you want to be. There's a person. Everybody, close your eyes, unless you're driving and listening to this, or you're at work or you're doing exercise. Actually, all right, keep your eyes open. That was a horrible way to start that. Keep your eyes open. But there's a person that we all can close our eyes and envision, some place that you want to be. I definitely have that, and I strive and work to get closer to that every single day. So the whole point here is to help people get closer to being that person. Why am I qualified? I'm overqualified. All right? I don't run down my resume. No, I've been a bum. I've been to jail. I've been homeless. I've literally picked fruit off of trees. I've been a super scrub. All my fault. I don't want you guys to think that somebody foreclosed on my house and I got fired. Nope. It was all self-inflicted. I used to be a self-saboteur, you know? I was a guy, I was like, yeah, I can go to work today or I can call off sick when I know I don't have any more sick days and try to beg for my job. I was that guy. Yeah, I give him a good sob story tomorrow. You know, I was I was that guy. I was always trying to get away for some dumb shit. And then I finally learned how to get out my own way. Yeah, I finally learned like, hey man, do you even like yourself? That's kind of how it all started. Like, do you even like you? Do you even want something good for yourself? Do you like yourself enough to get up and go to work so you can eat and not be homeless? Do you have any kind of self-respect for yourself? That was how I talked to me. I talked to me really badly. Not badly as in you, idiot. I used to really call myself horrible names. But now, I just be real. I'm like, listen, you're bullshitting. All right? You're bullshitting and you know it. Get off your ass, you lazy sack of shit. Get out your ass and go be somebody. All right? That's like, you get your pep talk in there. You got to be your own cheerleader, man. You got to be your coach, your best friend, your mentor. I am my own best friend. My only friend. So today, we're talking about patience, guys. Talking about patience. All right. I think that patience is a word people hate, but everybody needs it in droves. I live in LA. I live in Los Angeles, and you need patience no matter what you're doing. Are you going to DMV, where you're driving? You're dealing with people. Yes, people in general. You need patience. And when you're chasing your dreams or trying to build a business, any kind of career, anything you want to do, period, you need patience. Now, I don't think patience is just sitting around waiting. I think people get a bad, I think people have a bad word association with patience. I don't think patience just means waiting. I think that's very different from patience. First off, I think people need to build patience. Not everybody has a lot. I have way more patience now than I used to, but it wasn't because I learned how to sit and meditate. I wasn't on a mountain with a shaved head and a robe in Tibet somewhere learning how to build patience. That's not how it happened at all. I learned in the Los Angeles streets how to have patience. But I think there's 4 things that go into patience, okay? And some of these are kind of the same, but they're different. I'll tell you why they're different. All right, one, I think foresight, planning, activity, and diligence. Foresight, planning, activity, and diligence. All right. So foresight is one of my favorite words of all time. Foresight is literally a superpower to predict the future. It's got to be the greatest thing. Everybody says, well, in hindsight, I would have done this, right? That's hindsight. That's if you could go on back. But foresight is like, I'm going to do this, so this will happen, right? Like, that's the greatest thing in the world is foresight. There's nothing better, I promise. Sex might be better. Food, cheesecake, yeah. But I can have foresight for cheesecake. Sex it's kind of hard to predict. You know what I mean? Unless you're going to go pay for it, but then you got to make sure she's not busy. Anyways, whole nother thing there. I said too much. This is my last episode. So foresight. All right. Here's my thing with foresight. Anything that you want to do, probably now in 2019, somebody's probably already did it or something close, most likely. So do your damn research on something. Do your research, but I promise this is how foresight works. Whether I want to lose weight, build a business, I know I can go get a business license. I can go Google how to get a business license for whatever residence you're in. I can go up to the Better Business Bureau. I can do there's a whole business administration, right? I can go to a gang of places and find how to get a certain business license for where I want to be. Okay, it's very easy. All right, that's planning. Then you go, you pay whatever they tell you to pay, and then boom, you got a business license. It's really not that hard. And depending on what you're doing, if you're going to a corporation or a sole proprietor, depends on what you want to do, right? But it's really not that hard. Anyways, foresight is that. Foresight is I'm going to go to this, and then you do it, and then you have it. But that's quote unquote predicting the future. You want to be a business owner. All right. Now, of course, for a bigger goal, it's a bigger thing. There's more steps. But to build a career, also, at the same time, is better. For me, comedian, television, right there. It was 2012. I was 27 when I really figured out I'm going to make a plan for myself. And that goes into foresight planning, right? See how those connect? There's no point in having foresight without a plan. You can't see some shit and then not go do it. That's stupid. That don't help you. You know what I mean? All right, so you got to do the planning. So I did this. I'm really simple. I'm a simple individual from Lansing, Michigan, which is the capital of Michigan, by the way. For both of those that didn't know, everybody thinks it's Detroit, but it's not. But I'm a really simple person, man. I needed the most basic instructions for anything I did. When I first did stand-up, I really Googled how to be a stand-up comedian. That's how I learned to start this. And it was like, I think Google was like, hey, man, this is how you do it. This is how I translate Google. Hey, man, so check this out. This is how you do it. You call your local comedy club. You see the open mic night. Google said, write down 5 minutes worth of material and then practice it. Google told me to practice and rehearse in the mirror. And I don't know what site it was. It was Google. And then they said, go to the comedy club and do your show, right? And I was like, yo, they laid it out for me. So now anytime that I do something, when I'm trying to make a plan, I write step 1, Google whatever I'm trying to do. Between Google and YouTube, you can do anything. I can be an astronaut right now between Google and YouTube. All right? There's no debate about that. That's the truth. All right? I can do the only math I know, the most advanced I know is calculus. I'm sure there's some other shit. But I can do calculus right now because I told you guys I'm an idiot. I dropped out of trigonometry back in high school because I wanted to graduate high school. All right? So the most I ever did was 3 days of trig. It's the highest in math I've ever been. All right? And I don't know what it is. I've never used it to this day unless it was an accident. I don't know what it's called. Not the point, though. The point is that's how I plan. I go from literally every single step. So I would Google, let's say you want to be a television writer. All right, my first step, but make this a list. Make a list, and number 1 on your list, just say Google television writing. Okay. Number 2 is going to tell you to read a bunch of scripts. I already know this because I've done it. Number 2 is going to tell you watch a gang of TV. It's going to tell you to read a bunch of scripts. It's going to tell you to go to Scriptsorama or whatever the new script the website is. You can always go to this library, the WGA Library in Los Angeles, 3rd and Fairfax, is where I spent a lot of time, a lot of months taking pictures of scripts when you're not supposed to, but I did it anyways. Take it home to study. Right? Tell you to go do all that stuff, and it's going to tell you to write a spec script. I told you I did all this. Watch your favorite show on TV. Watch it 3 times. Know each character in and out. Then you write your spec script. Then you're going to go submit it somewhere. Start a writer's group. All that good stuff. All right? There's a ton of stuff you're going to do. And then you got to go do that stuff. All right? And that's where that's the activity part of the planning, is actually doing those things that you plan to do. That's what's keeping you busy, right? The activity. It's not just about making a plan. Your plan has to come to fruition, man. You got to do it. You know what I mean? That's the work part. That's the activity, staying busy. All right. And then what people I feel like don't do is stay consistent. You got to do it every single day. That's the diligence, right? You got to do it every single day. You got to do, and you got to do a lot. You ain't got to do a lot. You ain't got to do a lot. Okay. You ain't got to spend 8 hours writing or 8 hours working on a business plan or 8 hours doing whatever you're doing. Okay. All right, some people spend 10, 12, 14 hours on the business, and that's fine when you're starting out. But I'm talking about doing the little things that get you a step closer every single day. All right, because once you start going, that ball's going to be rolling, and there ain't no stopping. All right, but you want to get that ball rolling. Right now, we're all sitting on the couch doing some I want to do. This is for everybody who's sitting like I want to do. I mentioned this book, No Excuses, and one of the things that Brian Tracy says, he says somebody wants to go visit Someday I'll. And he's like, yeah, someday I'll write that book. Someday I'll do that. And I thought that was very clever. But we've all been a Someday I'll guy. You know what I mean? Everybody knows a Someday I'll guy. Everybody knows I want to guy. You know, I want to do this. I want to do that. I've been that guy for a long time. There's a gang of stuff I want to do. And I've done a lot of stuff that I said I want to do. If you want to plan a trip, if you want to plan a vacation somewhere, your first step, how much is it? You start planning for next year if you have to. Everything I try to plan is in the future. I mean, it's the whole idea of foresight. It's like, by this time I want to be here. And then you make your chart out, what you can afford, what you can put away, whatever it is. You start making that plan out way in advance. But you got to know the whole idea of having foresight. This is for the future. I'm doing all these steps now for some undisclosed time in the future. Undisclosed to me, you should know by what area you want to do this time for. And it's just a time frame. I had a 5-year plan. It took me 7 years to get my 5-year plan done, which was fine. I got there. Like, I'm not even tripping that it took me 7 years. I'm happy that I got there. And I think that, man, this is the dumbest excuse I hear when people say they want to go back to school, but they're like, but it's 4 years. I'm like, well, what you doing in the meantime? You got 4 years, and in 4 years past, you're like, I could have got a college degree by now. Like, yeah, dumbass, get off your ass and go take one class a day. One class a semester if you have to. Take one class a semester if you have to. So what? So what if it takes you 10 years? 10 years is going to pass by anyways, right? It's going to pass by anyways. 10 years is going to pass. You can be like, damn it. I'm 10 years older and still ain't doing shit that I wanted to do. Like, don't do that. Don't waste your life. Don't waste your time. Huh? You can do one semester, one class a semester and get your goal. Now, granted, I didn't do much college. I did about 3 days total, okay? And I have no idea how long it takes to get a degree doing one semester, one class a semester, all right? So I don't know if 10 years is exaggeration. I don't know if that was undermining what it is, but I'm saying that time is going to pass anyways. It's going to pass, and you're going to get there. So start. There's no reason not to start. There's no reason not to go to community college. All right, no matter what dumbass is telling you is stupid or your own insecurity for your own self that you have is probably what it is. It's probably us telling ourselves because we don't want people to think that, you're too old or this is dumb or ship is pay. Man, forget what everybody else is thinking. Forget that. Get all that out your brain. Do you ever let somebody else? We're kind of people, we'll let what we think somebody is thinking take us out of some shit. Ain't that stupid? I don't want someone else to think that. Well, no one's thinking that. Yeah, but I don't want someone else to think that. Like, what? So I'm not going to do this just in case somebody thinks that's dumb. You're going to hold yourself back for some shit you made up in your head? That's stupid, guys. That's dumb. That's us holding ourselves back, making excuses, getting in our own way. All right? That's you. That's your own thoughts. Like, stop that shit. Okay. We talked about planning a little bit. So, look, here's my big thing about activity. Staying busy is different than following your plan. Like that's not the same thing. Being busy, like when I first came to LA, I was doing a lot, but nothing was getting me closer to my dream. Nothing was getting me closer. I was doing a lot of shows and I was spreading myself thin, doing a bunch of different things, but nothing was making me better. I really think about this, like being an expert in something. Can I find one thing I can go be an expert in? So no matter what it is, no matter what, like what comes around, you'll call me for that job. Like, that's how you stay employed. Go be an expert in something. Like go, and that's a whole 10,000 hours thing. I don't know if that's accurate by any means or not, but go be an expert in something. I don't care if it's rapping. I don't care if it's writing. I don't care if it's being a nail technician. I don't care if it's hair. I don't care if it's rubbing dead skin off of dead bodies. All right, whatever it is. Like, go be an expert in something, and somebody will call you, and you will work. And whatever business, whatever thing you want to do, I guarantee you, off of that one thing, much more opportunities will come when you're an expert. When somebody's looking for you, you can always go into different areas. All right. So there's this book by Jay Papasan called The One Thing. Oh, was that where you got that from, Chaz? Yeah. Yeah, it is. The One Thing helped me focus on putting a plan together and that was at the time when I was trying to do improv. I was trying to do stand-up. I was doing 2 jobs. I was coaching because I really wanted to coach kids. And I was doing a lot of different things. I was pulling me in 16 different directions. I was doing a lot, but nothing was helping me make me better. And then I was just like, you know what? I'm going to focus on writing. I'm going to focus on being the best sitcom writer I can be. I even focused on family sitcoms because I was like, I know crazy families very well. Yeah. Yeah, I know those. I can write a story about crazy people. Got them all up and down my family. Me being one of them. So that's what I spent all my time researching, everything I did. I wasn't trying to read dramas. I wasn't reading movie scripts. I was going through I Love Lucy scripts. Fred Sanford scripts, Seinfeld scripts, Fresh Prince scripts. I went through all the best. I was like, everything that I liked and loved what made these great. And I dissect them and I watch them on TV, right? Then I'm going through the scripts as I'm watching them on TV and I'm counting the beats and I'm counting how many jokes. It was a real breakdown of television, you know? And that's how I started getting really good. And I only focused on that. I did way less stand-up. I did way less improv. And then I started working. And then my name gets around. And then people call me to come do more stand-up shows now. Isn't that crazy how stuff works? When I couldn't get gigs before, people call me now because I'm working in a different field. That's crazy, right? No one gave a shit before. So now people call me to go do gigs purely because I'm an expert in something. Probably because they want me to write a show for them. I mean, I ain't done that yet. You know what I mean? Anyways, I'm not going to do that either. Unless there's a lot of money involved. Then I'll do it. I'll do anything for money. Anything. Call me if you need someone murdered or body removed. Yeah. Call me and Cam. Right, Cam? Call me and Cam. Shout out to Cam as a producer. Transit Pictures is where we're shooting this lovely podcast. I always want to show them a ton of love. Seriously, me and Cam will take out some dead bodies. However you want it. He wants to chop them up in little bits, put them in a bag, burn them up. What's your specialty, Cam? What do you like to do? What's your specialty body removal process? What do you incinerator? Hide him in a swamp in LA? Where are we going to put him, Cam? Cam didn't think this through, guys. We're getting caught immediately. So we'll rework our pitch. All right. Anyways. So this other book I read called Linchpins. It's one of my favorite books by Seth Godin. If you don't know Seth Godin, he's like this. I think he actually started up Yahoo, maybe. I might be wrong. But I think he was like one of the main guys that started up Yahoo or something in there. He's a bajillionaire either way, and he's like a huge marketing guy. Okay, that's how I break it down for dumb people like me. Guys, this podcast isn't for smart people, okay? It's for basic dumb people like myself who can understand that we're dumb and we need to learn some shit, but we don't have all the words to explain what we mean, okay? That's what I'm talking to. I'm talking to the basic dummy, guys like me. I'm sorry if this sounds stupid. I can't help it. That's me, okay? All right. Anyways, Linchpin, Seth Godin. So, Linchpin was so dope because the guy was like, this is how you negotiate for whatever you want, for at least to negotiate for the most. And he's like, it's to be the person that if you left, the whole company would break down. He's like, can you put yourself in a position that, and maybe not break the company down, but nobody can have the same efficiency as you had. And that would make them lose money compared to what they did when you were there. And I thought that was pretty dope. I was like, can I be the person that makes a place go to another level? And then if I leave, we know what that level was before I got here, right? It's pretty dope. I thought that was like a very cool way to market yourself. That's the kind of thing you do when you're like, hey, man, it was athletes, whatever you want to, explain it, like the analogy, like if you're the star quarterback and this team is winning 10 more games with you than without you, I'm going to ask for whatever the hell I want to ask for, and you're going to pay it because you're trash without me. And he was talking about from being a mail carrier to being a CEO of different companies, and everything in between is like, can you put yourself in a position where this company relies on you to be efficient, to take it to another level? And then when you negotiate, you threaten to take that away. Yeah, that's how you get big money. All right, I walk right now. Know your worth, people. Know your worth, right? So the Linchpin, I thought it was a great book to read. So I'm telling you guys these books because, look, I don't want you doing this. I don't want anyone saying, Chaz said this one thing in this one book. That's what the whole book is about. Like, it's not what the whole book is about. All right, this is what I'm taking for this example about having patience and where I got some of these things from. The one thing, Linchpin, and I was watching this dope thing. Check this out. I was watching this talk between Mike Tyson, right? Say what you will about Mike Tyson. He's one of the best fighters of all time. And Nick Saban. Say what you want about Nick Saban, but he's one of the greatest college coaches of all time. All right, now having this talk about being champions. And champion is my favorite word of all time because it's more than about winning. It's about doing the things that make you great every single day. It's all about, that's what a champion is. A champion has a foresight, the planning, the activity, the diligence. They do this shit every single day. That's what a champion is, all right? And then the only thing you have to be patient is about knowing that your time is coming. My time is coming. That's what you're building all this for. All right, anywho. And so they were saying that, like, Yo, that's exactly what being a champion was about. Was like you're doing all these things now to be great, to be at your very best. You do these things now. You do everything that a champion would do. You do everything that CEO would do. You do everything that a person's position you think you want to be at would do, and more to be in that position. So if you want it, so like I don't know how many people have done this, but if you ever Google like like CEOs or what CEOs do, like every CEO is gonna tell you like I get up at 4 a.m. and I work out. It's the first thing I do every morning. I have a hearty breakfast. All right, this is my fat successful CEO voice. and then I read the trades. I don't know what the trades are. And then I read everything on the stock market. They do all this stuff. Okay, and then I go through the business. I do emails, calls, and then I take my kids to school. I go see my mistresses. There's probably more than one if you're a billionaire. And then I go to work. That's probably that. And they said they'll do all that by like 8 a.m. That's like a billionaire's day, right? It's a long day. I'm giggling at myself because of the mistresses part. That was inappropriate. I didn't mean to do that to you guys. But I thought that was like, if you want to start your own business, how early are you willing to wake up to work on it? How early are you willing to, or how late are you willing to stay up? Like, what are you willing to do to put yourself in a CEO position? Can you put yourself in a CEO position that you already have these billions? Granted, I understand that you got kids. I understand you work a job. I understand you got a pet who's needy, right? Who likes to have you at home and doesn't like you on your laptop because he wants to jump in your lap. I understand that. I understand you don't have the same resources that these billionaires have either. Now, I'm not talking about the billionaires who had everything handed to them. I'm talking about some of these guys like Mark Cuban who went around and I think he first sold garbage bags when he was a kid or something like that. You know what I mean? I'm talking about these guys. There's more self-made billionaires in the U.S. than like handed out. Handheld? Inherited? There you go. Inherited. Okay? So it's out there. You can do it. It's out there. There's a lot of plain Janes who became billionaires or millionaires. You even got to go for the billions. Go for $1 million. Take $1 million first. We'll work on $1 billion later. Go get $1 million. Hey, you know what? Keep $1,000 in your bank account. Whatever it is. We'll work on that first. You know? Pay our bills on time. We'll work on that first. Whatever you want to do. Let's start there. Let's pay our rent right before the last day. All right? Oh, I forgot, man. I was in a tunnel and then it blew up and I got stuck in there for like 3 days. That's why I didn't get you your rent, but I'll send you the check. All right, whatever excuse you guys want to use. So I suffered for this thing called, this is dumb shit I made up. All right, I suffered for this thing what I always called inspiralysis. Inspiralysis. You ever been inspired to go do some shit, but you don't move? That's, what, you felt that before, Cam? That's that inspiralysis. I suffered from inspiralysis. Sometimes I still do. But I suffered from inspiralysis for the longest. All right, there's plenty of things. I'm going to go work out today. Don't go do it. I'm going to eat healthy. I don't do that. I'm even going to eat this donut instead. I need to go write. I need to go out and go to stand-up. Whatever it is that I feel like I needed to do, whatever I got inspired to do. I want to go make a new app. How many app ideas have you had? How many app ideas have we had? Cam, how many app ideas have you had? Like, you as a people. You as a person. Right? How many have you developed? 0. How far have you gotten? What's the furthest you've gotten to develop working on an app? Telling someone else the idea. I know. You'll be like, yo, I got this dope idea and don't. Oh, man. That should be an app. And then you ever Google, like, what do I need to do this? And then I'm like, oh, this is too much work. Then you stop. I've Googled, like, yo, I got this great idea for that. Cool. Let me see. And I'm like, okay, I'm not going to do this by myself. Let me see. Let me if I hire somebody. I'm like, damn, it costs this much to do an app. And then I'm out. And then I stop. So many great ideas that die. Good ideas die every day. It's horrible. Oh my God. I was about to make a horrible analogy, guys. I stopped myself from doing it because I want you guys to like me. But I'll tell Cam off air. All right. So, because I don't think inspiration and I don't think motivation is worth a damn, to be honest. I think that those are sparks and they run out. You know, you ever watch Fast and the Furious or some shit? You see somebody hit the NOS tank, right? The little NOS and they go off and I'm like, that's going to last you for a little bit. It's a great boost. That's what inspiration is. That's what motivation is. Like, those are things that get you a great boost. The inspiration and motivation are different. What I'm saying is that they're not lasting. They're not going to be the thing that pushes you for months from now to keep going. It's not going to be a year from now. You're not going to go off of this same piece of motivation. You're going to have something else. And what I'm saying you need to have is a system based around whatever you're trying to do. Yeah, a schedule, something that works in your time. You know what I mean? Something that works from the time you got to put your kids down, wake them up. You got to have a solid system, a solid support group. You know, there are so many different groups that actually like, and I'm not just talking about people who babysit. I'm talking about like organizations that help you take care of kids while you go work, more so than just babysitters, you know? All right, so if you suffer from paralysis, as I have, you need to have patience. And the 4 breakdowns to me of patience is foresight, planning, activity, and diligence. Okay? You got to trust the process. Trust the process. Trust and believe. You need to know this, that if you do everything right, the right outcome is going to happen. That is going to happen. You got to make sure that you are putting in your time and you're doing the work. You're getting up early. You're going up home a little, going to sleep a little later. But I always go to writing because that's what I do. But you're doing your outlines. You're doing your character breakdowns. You're doing the little things. It's the little things every day that get you closer to it. So I'm going to get this book for you in a second, but let me give you the point of this real quick while I tell you this, is that this guy, the author, who I'm going to get to you back in a second, he had this point that it was kind of wild at first when I first heard it, but then it made a lot of sense later on. Sorry, I'm looking down, guys. I'm looking at my phone to get the book for you. But this guy said, there's no way that you're going to put all those ingredients to make a cake, right? You're going to get the batter, you're going to get the eggs and get the milk, you're going to stir it all together. You're going to put the ingredients to make a cake, and you put it inside the oven, and you let it sit, right? Yeah, I don't know how long cakes take. An hour? I have no idea. 20 minutes? I have no idea how long a cake takes. But whatever that is, by the time you pull it back out, he's like, you're not going to have a motorcycle, right? You're not going to have a bicycle. He's like, you're going to have a cake. Vice versa. If you go to IKEA, no, IKEA might fuck it up. If you, IKEA will give you some parts that don't belong to them. So you're like, how in the hell do I got a stool when I'm trying to put this bed together? What happened? So I'm not going to use IKEA as an example. But, I mean, and vice versa, man. If you put into a motorcycle, you got a bunch of motorcycle parts. You're not going to put it out and have a car. Like, that's just, there's a system to being successful, and it's to plan it out. That's what the foresight is. To be busy, to actually follow through. That's what the activity is. And to do it every single day. And that's what the diligence is. All right, let me get you this book real quick, guys. I'll probably have Cam just delete this part. So it looks like I'm not even doing this at all. This is at, where we at? 2733. I don't know if Cam, you can make a note of that. To skip all this bullshit I'm doing right now. What is this book called? God damn it. Okay. Who's it by? Weldon Long. So the book is called The Power of Consistency by Weldon Long. And Weldon Long is a guy who was in jail, and he turned his whole life around in jail, just like me. That's crazy. He had a real long stint. I did 3 whole days. The point is, we're both there. Anyways, Weldon Long thing was, you're not going to do all the right things and get the wrong outcome. It's not going to happen. It's only when you get lazy. It's only when you fall off. It's only when we're not doing what we're supposed to be doing. And I'm not saying don't go have fun, man. I'm fun over everything. But you got to get your business done. You got to get your work done. All right? Okay? And trusting, that's the process. That's the patience. The patience is the trust. The patience is the trust. The patience is the trust that I know if I do these things, if I have foresight, if I plan, if I stay busy, follow through, be active, and the last one, and be diligent, that this will happen. All right, that's the patience. Don't get confused with the word patience. The patience is the trust. That's the trust and belief in yourself. Okay, all right. That's all I got to say. Okay, I gave you guys great value here, all right? And if you think it's bullshit, let me know in the comments. I'm not going to argue with you. I'm just going to go, yeah, you're probably right, all right? If you love it, let me know. If you like it, give me a thumbs up. You can share it with people if you think it's good. Just make sure you tell them it's not safe for work, because I be cussing, all right? All right, thank y'all. Peace.